week number 11 of the EZNZ podcast. Look at you go, mate.
It makes me feel like I'm a part of things when you're introing, that I'm not just this awkward guy
just
like on the side.
Chilling. I noticed that both of us in last week's podcast, while Thomas was talking, when he was behind us in the screen, we both just sitting there like,
yeah, it's a very awkward feeling.
Yeah,
I notice it
really
every
strange.
time. Yeah.
And like, you don't want to be rude when you're listening to someone, but you're listening to someone like, I think our faces were like intent listening faces, because what Thomas had to say was excellent.
Excellent stuff.
If you haven't seen it, go back and check it out. I think last week's podcast, we say every time that like, this has been so much fun, this is our favourite podcast.
I still like Shanghai's.
The Shanghai one was the original favourite. I think that was like, I love what we do and I'm always really proud of what we do. You may or may not have guessed by now that I was going to say a perfectionist, but I think control freak is probably more
no. I just at the wrong time there.
Yes, you are, Hannah. Calm down. Yeah. But yeah, being able to kind of look back and put stuff out there that we are really proud of and we really enjoy. So Shanghai was absolutely one of those.
Yeah.
And the quite adequately named State of Hannah 2 podcast from last week.
I'm so glad. Like when I chucked that name out there, I didn't think you were going to use it, and you did. That actually made my day.
Such an adequate title. I think I should have done a counter at the bottom like I did with my count, but just of the amount of times I said, hey guys, can we go kill zombies? Or that I was interested in the game, but it was so much fun.
I genuinely don't think you listened to anything that
I clearly didn't.
Because like, when you were going through it, were you like, these guys just talked about this earlier, and then I'm like, so what are we doing? There was one point, don't want to call you out, Hannah, but you were like, but I'm going to call you out. No, you said like, okay, can you now tell me how to do that? And I was just thinking to myself, I just told you how to do that.
I did notice that when I went and watched it. I was like, you need to just learn to be nicer to Paul Fletch. Like,
no, that's behind the scenes. I absolutely rack stuff up though. So
you do.
No, you do. You don't need to be nicer.
Fletcher is quite a stirrer of the pot.
Yeah,
when it comes
stirring
to
the
things.
plot.
And you just never, you just never guess it because you're just such a delightful, smiley guy that like you're the best ever at saying something incredibly sarcastically and being like, oh really, wow, that's amazing, like just so true. And now that I've gotten to know you better, I've just been like, you were lying to me, Fletcher. Like there is no way that is true.
Yeah, it's, especially when you're getting to know people that just don't expect it. So just make the most of it early on.
Okay, so a couple of weeks ago I mentioned on the podcast what kickstarted my journey into becoming a better person.
A better person?
A better person because...
Gamers are better people.
Well, you see, in my life, I've greatly struggled with patience and coordination.
Yeah.
So, I think those two things, those two aspects of gaming are going to teach me to be a better person.
No, I'm just pulling your leg as per normal.
but see, this is what I talked about at the beginning. Like, I thought you were asking me a genuine question and I went ahead and explained myself and you're like, mate, I'm bloody joking.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what kickstarted my quest to become a better person was the fact that I kind of won an Elite controller.
Yeah, I was like, well, you did, but no, actually it was,
So I alluded to this story and I said that when the controller arrived, I would share the story as to how I got it. So here she is, guys.
It's pretty cool.
I don't know how many of these there are in the world, but like even opening, I'm like, she's so beautiful. But here it is. Woohoo! It's got Master Chief riding a scorpion down there. Just look at how beautiful it is.
I thought it was going to be like the vehicle from the game, but it just makes it even cooler.
It's so amazing. Yeah. It's an Elite controller, so they're those interchangeable parts. Fletch has harped on about his Elite controller every day since he got it.
Because it's amazing.
And I felt like I was missing out. I've got childlike hands. They're very small. So I love the new changes that were made to the controller when the One S came out. It's small, it feels nice on my hand. I got my Xbox One X with my Project Scorpio controller and I loved it. It felt nice. I got this. It's, oh my gosh, like even picking it up now, as soon as you hold it, like it's
so
just got that extra weight.
Satisfying than picking up a normal controller.
Yeah, nothing wrong with the normal controller. Saying how much I love it, but this, like that
your
premium
life will
experience.
be complete.
of this elite controller. Like, she is beautiful.
Yeah.
She is amazing. How on earth, Hannah, did you end up with this thing? The story is now like one of my...
a classic stitch up.
It was a classic stitch up. It is now probably one of my favourite life stories that has ever happened. So when we were in Shanghai, they're so good to us.
Yeah, very
not
good.
only do they send us to Shanghai for a week, they give us gifts and they run like a competition to encourage us to be better. But the competition kind of running throughout the week was if you asked a good question, if you're involved in sessions, if you got up and spoke in front of people, you won coins. And then every 10 coins got you 1 raffle ticket. DJ Smithy, there you go, never forget. But
can I get a
but if you and then so of course we all know how a raffle works. If on the last night they pulled things out of the hat and they were calling it out, and it was amazing. Like, they announced the prizes at the start. You could win a Surface Pro, you could win an Office Heroes prize pack, but the grand prize won by the wonderful Mr. Marvick in the Philippines. I'm going to put a photo in here.
Absolutely.
Of a only one in the world limited edition Xbox One X, sorry. Saying those two is really hard. I've got a bit of a lisp if you haven't noticed, but like, it makes it extra hard. Saying them in close succession, I can't, it's embarrassing. But anyway, the Xbox One X is red and it's got a yellow Shanghai skyline on it. It's beautiful. I'm explaining it to you when I'm going to put a photo up in the video anyway. But Marvick won that. That was, of course, what everyone was going for, right?
Yeah.
But on the last night, they got up and started drawing this raffle, and it was quick fire. There was so many 10 raffle tickets by the end of the week. So like, but out of 100 people, like, that's still pretty like slim chances. So like, things like that happen. I'm frantically checking my tickets. There were different colors and different numbers. So checking my tickets, once again, got very small hands, so I'm trying to hold my 10 tickets, and anytime they said anything, I'd be like, yep, cool, not me, never mind. But then it got to Farouk was left, right and centre. We were getting closer and closer to that Xbox One X, and he goes, green 26, and I screamed. I was just like, like, that's me, like, blow me down, that's me. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like, I never win anything. This is so cool. And my birthday happens to be on the 26th as well. And so I walk up to claim my prize, like, everyone was doing it, okay? Like, I just realized when I tell the story, it makes me sound a bit weird, but I was so excited. Like, everyone was like, yay, like, Hannah,
we were cheering.
Hannah.
We were, us and the Aussie team were just shouting at the top of our lungs.
And I get up there, and you have to, of course, show your raffle ticket to prove that they're the same. And I show my raffle ticket, and Frank just goes to Farouk. He's just like, oh no, the one you pulled out is actually blue, not green. So I didn't win anything, and it just in true like awkward turtle fashion, I was like, oh, and just walked off. Like, I don't think I've ever moved so fast out of any situation ever, but I was just like, no.
When
like,
she came back, I was like, where is it?
Yeah, and I was just like, guys, it wasn't me. Like, how awkward and how embarrassing. But straight away, as soon as all the prizes were drawn, Farouk came over to me. He was like, Hannah, I'm so sorry. Like, how awkward, how embarrassing. I was just like, don't worry, man. Like, we'll hug it out. And he's like, no, I'm going to send you something.
Yeah.
And I was just like, sure. Like, you don't have to. Honestly, like, it's fine. Like, people make mistakes. But he did. It got, like, we made out, like, we talked about it, we'd sorted it, it was fine. But it got out of hand, and like, there's a running joke. Every time I travel, I hashtag Hannah on tour. And so people were coming up to me being like, we're going to start a hashtag justice for Hannah. And it became a thing, and like, people were just like yelling at me. I was like...
And it was funny because Farouk had already resolved this.
The issue was already resolved, and I was just like, don't worry, like, it's okay. People were like, justice for Hannah! Like, and any photo I posted from there on out, people would hashtag justice for Hannah. And interestingly, just after we got back, the second season of 13 Reasons Why came out. So the hashtag Justice for Hannah took on something completely different. But another great story in coming with that. But yes, this just arrived a couple of days ago. embarrassed to say that I didn't have an Xbox before this, but we were also gifted Game Pass as well. I was like, Hannah, there is no more excuse. Now is your time to shine. And I'm so excited. I'm so incredibly grateful. Farouk, you did not have to do that, but the people spoke. The hashtag Justice for Hannah came out, and I'm so incredibly grateful. And like, I have legitimately used my Xbox One X every single day that I've got it, whether it just be watching Netflix, catching up on Love Island. Oh, how good. Love Island Australia and UK at the same time. Winter and hermiting at home is going to be so good. But I've used it every day. I've used it for Spotify. I love State of Decay 2.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Still need to get significantly better at it.
Have you got a
No, I haven't. Don't even.
Okay.
See, I'm very much just like, hey, let's play together and I'll come into your game.
Yeah.
Because like mine's embarrassing and nothing to be seen. Super lucky style. I'm having so much fun. And like I'm just so like what a weird chain of events to lead up to where we are now. But as I said, I'm so incredibly grateful that something so unlucky turned into something so awesome and such a great story. But with the hashtag Justice for Hannah, a side story on this is just a section of Hannah talking. Hannah spins the yarns. I'm very sorry,
moving
guys.
my hands again.
Yeah, but I think I don't even know if I told you the story yet. But where the hashtag Justice for Hannah really took the best and worst turn was with my dear mum, who I think I've told you has recently...
No, you did tell me this and it's hilarious.
Mum has recently got Facebook, and any time I travel, like I'm a grown up, I don't live at home anymore, I live nowhere near my parents, but anytime I travel, the rule is as soon as you land at either end, let mum know. Fair enough, good stuff, mum. But I knew when we were landing from Shanghai, we were getting in at like 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning. So I was like, mum, I'm due in really early. I'm not gonna text you when I get back to the airport. I'm gonna text you when I get home.
Yeah.
We landed an hour early, so by the time I got home it was still like 6 a.m. I was very tired, I fell asleep and I slept all day. But I woke up to 4 missed calls from my mother and a bunch of quite angry text messages, and then I rang her and she was just like, what's this hashtag Justice for Hannah? So my biggest fear in going to China was obviously you're not allowed to use Facebook and stuff over there, but I'm nosy and I couldn't spend a week off Facebook, so I used a VPN and blah blah blah. But my genuine concern was that I was going to get in trouble and I was going to get detained at the airport. That was a fear that I'd set that up being like, I'm scared of getting in trouble in China.
Yeah.
Obviously I didn't. But my mum hadn't heard from me that I'd landed back in New Zealand and saw this hashtag Justice for Hannah, and she thought that I'd like been detained in China and the global Microsoft team was trying to get me freed by a hashtag.
It was a genuine like Hannah thought she was going to be arrested for like everything.
I did, like anywhere we went, if I saw someone watching us, I'd be like, we've got to go, like we've got to keep walking. But yeah, so that's just a super awesome story that I'll be telling anyone who's willing to listen to me. Probably
expect to hear it a few more times.
Yeah, like Fletch, obviously, like we're together a lot. Like probably I'll meet someone at this E3 event on Monday and
tell them all about it.
And I'll tell them all about it. But yeah, so incredibly grateful that a classic stitch up went so well. Just one more time, guys.
One more shot.
Look at it. Look at how beautiful she is, and just how much better my life is going to be with this as a part of it. So thank you so much, Farouk, you legendary man. And hopefully if you guys enjoyed the podcast last week, we're going to play some more games.
Let's do this. We might just do it anyway.
We're probably going to do it anyway. But such a new, fun and awesome part of my life, teaching me how to be a better person. So that's it, guys. That is how this elite controller magically came to me in my possession, how the hashtag Justice for Hannah turned incredibly wrong, and how I'm soon going to be a more patient and coordinated person. But we haven't talked about anything relevant yet.
Yeah. Just the bands. Just the bands. But we do have a lot of relevant stuff coming
We've got a lot. This is probably going to be my favourite podcast. It might overtake the last two. But it is action-packed. You guys may have noticed that we're in a really weird place today. Completely different. We've changed it up. We're in my house.
We are.
This is nowhere exciting in the Microsoft building. This is my house. There's some cool photos of places I've travelled behind us. I've got a thing where everywhere I go, they're not photos.
I was going to say Shanghai, but it's not. It's Berlin,
just over there ever so slightly. Yeah, that's Berlin. I've got some from Japan. It's my thing. When I go places, I like to get a print of something like cool and cultural and...
It's a cool thing. It's a very cool thing. But we're here for a reason.
We are. We're not.
Well,
we're
not
just
really.
not in the office today.
We're not in the office. It is because I'm going to spill it now.
Yeah, it's going to be really obvious because we're going to be wearing different clothes.
Yeah, we are. We're going to wear different clothes.
Essentially, why we were talking about the fact that I'm a control freak is because today I've let go.
I don't
relaxed.
have to worry.
I'm at home.
If I just wear this 5 times a week
every day.
Yeah, then no one will notice.
But this is an exciting podcast because we're going to take you guys on a journey with us. We're going to talk today and we're going to edit it through.
Yeah.
But
we're going to E3.
Legend! We're
not actually going to E3.
But some of you guys may have seen that there is an event here in Auckland at Sylvia Park.
Yeah.
So at 8 o'clock in the morning we will be at the E3 Green Carpet Experience at Sylvia Park where we've got an awesome event in a cinema where we'll...
We're gonna have a live stream of the Xbox keynote happening in a cinema.
It's
gonna be awesome, gonna be super gangster.
Yeah.
Me and Hannah are gonna say some words. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be a thing.
Say some words, say some things.
But it's genuinely super exciting. I've never been to such a cool E3 related event before, so this is the first. And
yeah, absolutely. I don't. Someone's gonna hopefully correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've ever done a big event in New Zealand before.
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of. So I'm really excited, and I'm like, I just love being a part of all of these awesome things that we do. So by the time this podcast comes out, you guys will actually have known about this.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like a timeline of inception in my mind. So the event's on Monday.
Yeah.
It's currently Friday, so we've just spent the morning. We went down to Sylvia Park, did a speed test for the internet and stuff. The magic doesn't just happen, guys, okay? Like, we need to make sure things are working out. So that's why we're not in the office today. I live pretty close by. Don't find out where I live. No one's going to go that much effort and a
But it's very cool, and like when we because we're going to talk, but it's like we don't know what's going to come out on E3 either. Of course, so. We're really just going to say, like, thank you for coming. This is going to be awesome. Enjoy your time.
And then we get to watch Star Wars.
And we get to watch Star Wars.
The
we
new
get to
Solo
watch the
movie,
new Solo. Super excited. I get to nerd out. And then you guys, like Hannah was saying, by the time this goes up, you're going to know about what got announced. But hopefully we can take you on the journey of us finding out and how awesome it is. Yeah, exactly.
So the plan at the moment is, so you guys will know about it because we do plan to do a little live stream on our Facebook page, not of the event. We talked about doing a stream of the event, and then we realised that it'd just be like a stream within the stream, and that's...
Yeah. That was my bad.
But we're gonna share the experience of being there and then link you guys to the stream so you can watch along with us.
Absolutely.
Really looking forward to the bands, really looking forward to the comments that hopefully we get on that post. But then after the event we'll do a recap of what was announced, what we're looking forward to now that I'm a gamer, of course.
Oh.
Hey team, we are here at Sylvia Park for the Xbox E3 Green Carpet Experience. We're really looking forward to it. What we're going to do is live stream from the US in a cinema. At 8 o'clock on a Monday morning.
Any cinema, let me say, the gangster cinema with the laid-back chairs.
I know, just to make an awesome experience even better. We're giving away some prizes while we're here as well, but we will share that live stream link on the Facebook page before this, so this is kind of like a podcast.
Yeah, post-production magic.
But we just wanted to show you what we're here, what we're doing. We can't wait for all of your comments to let us know what you guys are most looking forward to as well. And we're going to do a little recap video after this to share in our excitement about what we learned about that's coming today.
E3 2018 briefing.
You think you wanna play now? You think you wanna play now? This is my playground.
Does that happen a lot? Want me getting shot at?
If you wanna play with fire, better know who's in the game. Heard you wanna dance on the wire. Show me how much you can take. This is my playground. 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 This is my playground.
Games play best on Xbox One.
How good was E3?
Oh my god, I'm still absolutely buzzing from it. Like, it's actually been, what, a day or two since we've done it? But my god, I'm still excited. I'm so hyped.
50 games. Like, it was such a huge announcement with so many cool things, so many things that people had been waiting for, I think.
Yeah.
As well as new and exciting stuff as well. Things like Cyberpunk 2077. We're going to go over there. I'm not going to ruin it now. But 50 games is a hell of a lot, obviously.
18 of them were exclusives
I know,
or launch
right?
exclusives.
Incredible.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So 50 games is a hell of a lot. We would love to talk about every single one of them. We probably will in the coming weeks, but we're going to go through 10 of our first top picks and tell you why we're excited about them.
Halo Infinite.
The first trailer of the day. What a way to start. I think from what I knew, I of course breezed through my social media before the announcement to see what people were looking forward to, what the speculation was, because I'm always interested. And the fact that they started with it was such a mic drop of a moment. Like, you asked for it, here it is, but like, look at those deer, look at the graphics. The whole time I was looking at it, I'm just imagining playing it on an Xbox One X.
Absolutely, and like the fact that there are deer in it, that you've got all these awesome scenery, kind of suggests that it's going to be a little bit different in the gameplay to what Halo's normally been. I straight away have kind of thought about open world, and I know one or two of you guys have because you called me and talked to me about it. But seeing rhinos like this, or something that looks like
Can't help but think of the Lion King, right? Like, poor Mufasa still cuts me to this day.
But yeah, like you haven't seen animals like that in Halo quite like this before. You're going back to sorry, I've got to stop because underwater. I've never been underwater in Halo before. Suggesting that you can is a whole new world, a whole new environment to play in, which is super exciting. You've got these Marines marching across. That actually made me think at first maybe you get to do like a little bit of a Destiny style thing, but I don't know. Like, this was the first time anyone's seen anything on it. What I have heard is great timing. Master Chief is going to be in it, and it's going to be some sort of continuation of his story. That's about all I know for sure.
Every time I've watched this, like I've watched this multiple times now, and it tells you so much, but so little at the same time. Like Halo Infinite, I am dying to know more. I really want to play this on my Xbox One X because it's just going to look glorious. And I think, like, what are you most looking forward to, Fletch?
I'm looking forward to going back to a Halo ring. We haven't done that in the last few ones, and this scene coming up here. Is Cortana properly going to be in it again? Is it going to be helping the Chief? I don't know.
So next up, another exclusive game. I don't know much about gaming. I don't know an awful lot. We've established that. But as soon as this came in, I recognized it as being Ori. It's got such a beautiful style that's so recognizable, right? Like, look how magic it is. Like, the only word that comes to mind with this is whimsical.
Whimsical, that's a great word for it as well. Like, Ori and the Will of the Wisps is definitely an indie game that's kind of gone beyond that now.
Yeah, really broken in the market.
Really broken in the market.
Broken into the market. As in, it's not stuffed, it's broken in, it's doing well, it's in there. But look at the colours, like once again, like
what
4K enhanced.
I'm sorry, but you're flying on an mountain.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't do that in the last version.
In the Blind Forest, yeah.
So that's really cool. Some great new giant bosses. Did you see that wolf that you get a fight? But you still have that classic, like, side-scrolling game feel, which people are familiar with, you know, going right back. That's
the
how
Super Mario Brothers style thing. And just an easy way to play along, understand the story, and as I said, the colours, like 4K enhanced on Xbox One X. Like the purples, the reds, the greens. It's just such a beautiful paint style game. I think that's how I heard it described, and the soundtrack as well.
The soundtrack as well. I noticed
going into whimsical and mystical and just an adventure style game that I think is going to be a good one for all ages.
Absolutely. Like, it's great for kind of kids to get used to, you know, side-scrolling games. I'm not going to say they're super easy because you can make them really hard, but I think it's a great way for a kid to get used to how controllers work, buttons work, but also like with the style, that painting style, like Hannah said, which is a very much a mark of the developer. It's still a really cool experience for anyone else to get involved in as well, and I'm just looking forward to the next installment of it.
2019, let's go.
Captain Spirit is the next installment in the Life is Strange series, so the second episode that's been released, and I'm super excited because anyone who has kind of delved in the Life is Strange universe already knows that it's an amazing experience, like an experience as a whole.
From this trailer, I got a real like Toy Story meets Diary of a Wimpy Kid kind of vibe, and I guess just the story itself and how it evolves. So basically, you're a boy, and in the trailer it alludes to the fact that his dad might be a little bit of an alcoholic, he's lost his mum, and he's been bullied at school, which I think is the kind of experience that we can all relate to and definitely empathise and sympathise with.
Absolutely, and as you go through, you can see that he's created this whole imaginary world where he's Captain Spirit, and I really like that as you progress through and as he deals with different emotional situations, you can see how he almost goes into this imaginary world more and uses it as an escape to you know, get out of some of the situations he's already in and have a good time.
Yeah, and I just think that, you know, as an adult playing a game like this, you know, we have all fought monsters, and just that spirit that a child has. You know, the imagination, the creativity, and I know that it seems kind of weird playing that like vicariously through someone else, but I think that it's such an awesome reminder because we have all been children, and just to bring that kind of childlike innocence and creativity and imagination into your life, and as a way of, I guess, coping with things and dealing with things, but also just generally making your life more fun as well. And I'm really excited to play this and go through this journey with a child. This is out on June 26th and is 100% free to play. How? I don't know, but I'm very, very excited to join in with Captain Spirit.
Just before the E3 announcement started, I was talking about how much I really want another great story-driven game, and E3
boy, it delivered.
Fallout 76, I am more than excited for. I'm a huge fan of the Fallout series. I'm a huge fan of Beth Sitter as a developer. So when I saw this, I was like, wow, And the cool thing about Fallout 76 is it's not like the other Fallouts.
This is a prequel, right?
It's a prequel as much as you really get a prequel in the Fallout world. So it's definitely giving you more of an idea about how things got to the situations they've ended up being in the other games. But it's actually taking place in West Virginia as soon as it was safe to leave the vault, which is really, really cool. So you're not actually fighting a lot of the same enemies. You're fighting a whole bunch of newer, almost like mutating creatures as they're mutating. I think that's about as concise as I can make it, but you're also getting more involved in looking at the US government rather than just Vault-Tec. So you're getting more of an idea about how the country was before the bombs dropped, and how that's kind of gone through and into the games. So really, really cool. New maps, new world, new creatures, new story.
And another soundtrack I'm really looking forward to. Gonna be dope.
As soon as this trailer started, it was really, really easy to tell that it was a Forza
Look
game.
at that McLaren go, like, such beautiful cars. And of course, what's so awesome and popular about the Forza franchise is getting to drive those cars you're never going to drive in real life.
Yeah. and just, it's still got that insane detail that no other racing game has, like, being able to turn off traction control, all that kind of thing, which people love, which is why Forza is really dominating in that racing world. But look, the seasons change. You've got 4 different seasons, Hannah.
And as you do in the real world, right? And as you're saying, how kind of much it changes based on your control of the car and the vehicles. It's a dynamic seasonal game. So when it's winter and it's icy, it's going to be more difficult to drive.
Yeah.
When it's raining, you might skid out. All of those kinds of things. I really felt like I was about to say skedaddle then. But amazing, like, look how beautiful it is. The whole time we were watching it, we were like, well, where is it?
Yeah.
Horizon 3, of course, is in Australia. This one is based in the UK. And I'm so excited. Like, look at that beautiful scenery. While the UK is quite similar, the UK cabs, quite similar to New Zealand, I guess, but the history of the buildings and just that journey that you can go on in a different place, and how accurate it is.
Yeah, definitely.
And the places that they are real world places, which is so incredible.
Forza always puts a lot of detail into their maps and to making the world as realistic and amazing as possible. They always introduce some sort of feature, like dynamic puddles and rain, now the seasons.
The whole season.
Being Horizon, you still have that open world experience. You can still play with whoever you want. You can absolutely do daily events, which are really cool. The blimps come down, and then you race off together. They've promised that there's actually going to be a lot more teamwork in it
that's
than
really
before,
cool.
which is really cool.
A hovercraft. What is it?
Sorry, I can't stop help but say that. And we even think we might have seen a Tesla, so they've still got that awesome car range.
More cars coming in October the 2nd, 2018. That is not far away, and it is available on Game Pass as well.
Pre-order now or play with Xbox Game Pass at launch.
Content may be inappropriate for children, and that's true. I have a feeling this is going to be an R-rated game.
Definitely.
From the trailer,
definitely.
But there is nothing permanent except change.
And that is all Dying Light 2. Well, not all it's about, but it's just such a key focus on it.
Huge key focus.
So I never really played Dying Light, the original, but I know that it took place as the apocalypse was happening. There was all sorts of vampire-like creatures coming out, and the world got screwed over. But Dying Light 2, you're well in the future, well advanced from that, in a time called the modern Dark Ages. So look, steal and you get hanged.
Yeah, that's hardcore, and I really like the idea of this because, it's, I guess, in anything that's sort of post-apocalyptic world type thing, where, do humans just revert back to the Dark Ages? Is that how we're naturally programmed? And this game, maybe it is. But the thing is that your choices at one point in the game will greatly affect how that gameplay turns out for you. So no two players will play the game in the same way.
That's so awesome. So as you can see, there's a lot of different factions, and so doing side quests with the different factions will absolutely change the world. So here you can see more of a lawful faction has control. You've helped them out a lot. You might have secured water for them, all sorts like that. And this one, a different faction has. So help someone secure water, people will drink. Help a bandit, bad guys will move into your neighborhood. So looking forward to it, Hannah.
Yeah, and I think how does it work? Like, that's what excites me to my core, as to how far gaming has come and what you can do, and how one choice can change the game completely. Right.
Kingdom Hearts 3, the third installment on console.
For the first ever time on Xbox. I didn't realise until afterwards, and I really thought about it, what a privilege for us to get to announce this game.
Absolutely, that was absolutely amazing that we did. I mean, this game is so long awaited. It skipped a whole generation before it has come to us again, which I'm so happy about. I played this game to death when I was a kid. And
look who it is. It is Elsa, it is Frozen. How could you create something that's new in Disney without including Frozen, right? Like, anybody who has a child in their life knows all about Frozen, all about wanting to build a snowman. But just, I love that, and I love that that's going to bring this game to a whole new generation of gamers as well.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's not just Frozen in there. We're going to see some great new other worlds there. We've heard Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6, Wreck-It Ralph,
Tangled. A whole new generation
of those
Disney
all of those
games.
Is that the Lion King?
That is the Lion King. So they make a return to the franchise. You've still got that same idea of going to, you know, different worlds.
Wreck-It Ralph, what a film that is.
You've still got your gummy ships. You've still got Twilight Town. All the classic things. Even the classic Heartless. You can see some of those. I love them personally. I think those are so iconic. I have toys of them. This is how much Kingdom Hearts as a franchise means to me.
Yeah, and I think that that's awesome, right? Like, I challenge anybody to not have really fond memories of Kingdom Hearts, because it essentially brings all of your fond memories from your childhood into one game. And I think having a universe made up of multiple universes, like another game that was announced, Jump Force, with all of the anime worlds as well. Like, my goodness, like, what a time to be alive. Hercules, another childhood favorite of mine.
Absolutely. It looks like you might even get a return to the Coliseum. How did we forget Toy Story? So awesome. As you can see, you still get to and you still get custom uniforms as you go to different worlds. You still get cool characters following you. You still learn different spells off different people. I just. Yeah, like Hannah said, if you can play this and not get hit in the feels, you are a stone cold person. Because not only is it all the Disney world, but the main story, like, it's something that you're just desperately waiting for an answer to, desperately seeing if Sora can rescue his friends, you know? I'm just so excited to see how that story continues to evolve. Watch this scene, guys. If you've played any of the other Kingdom Hearts, oh my god, look who it is holding that Keyblade. And Mickey's cracked. Still cracked. He shouldn't have gone through the door, but I mean, this.
So iconic.
I've literally got goosebumps talking about it, so make sure you check it out. It's going to be pre-ordered
January 29th, 2019. I'm so excited. It's very close to my birthday. Can't wait. Absolutely cannot wait. This trailer instantly captured my heart and captured my mind. I don't know if you feel the same way, Fletch, but I'm convinced that when you play this, you can't help but fall in love. Look, it's a little fox flying on a beach. Like, as soon as I saw that, my heart just melted. Like, look at him. How can you not be...
I still think it's going to be a good game. Like, I still think it's going to, like, open up a new audience, get a whole bunch of people, like kids, or
sorry, I'm just so excited.
Or non-traditional gamers playing.
But even like I get a really traditional gaming element from it. Like I've kind of got like the old school, like a Zelda and Pokemon kind of vibe from how you interact with the world. And like basically you're a little fox in a big world and you've got a sword. And look, he's going through seasons. He's going up a lot of stairs for a little fox.
This is only the second time I've seen the trailer, and I'm actually already a lot more excited about it. This is actually pretty cool. It almost reminds me of like, there's been a lot of games out there, a lot of games particularly from Japan, but it's also a little bit of like Castle Crashers style element. That looks really cool, and the fact that it's pretty open world, and it was made by one person in Nova Scotia is amazing.
One person, and that just like instantly correlates to the little fox and big girls kind of thing. So I am backing Tunic 110%. I think it's going to be awesome. My heart is exploding, and I cannot wait to explore the world as that tiny wee fox.
Gears 5, what an exciting game to be talking about. They trolled us when they were announcing
They
this,
really
though.
did. What an announcement. They announced not 1, not 2, but 3 new games. So Gears Pop, which is for iOS and Android, and Gears
Tactics, which is
thank you.
a PC-based game.
Turn-based game.
But Gears 5
This.
is absolutely what I want to talk about. It takes place pretty soon after Gears 4, which is awesome.
Continuing that story.
Continuing that story, this time the playable character is going to be Kate. So very, very cool. She's obviously, you've been able to play as her before, but she's going to be the focus and the story's going to follow her. You're going to be able to go out and explore a lot more places than you have in the previous Gears games. So, you know, going out of the city a lot more, exploring the natural world. Look, that's a great scene.
That looks amazing, eh?
And because it's an exclusive, of course it's going to be on Game Pass on day 1. You're going to have 4K 60 frames
Look
per
at that,
second
like,
now.
I'm just mind blowing. Like, this is a game, guys. Like, look how realistic and amazing it is. That Xbox One X 4K enhanced gaming, like true 4K gaming.
Yeah.
I need to correct myself there. But look at it, and I think that this is just such. It's not only is it going to be super badass, super cool, but I think it's going to be a real emotional roller coaster as well.
Do you see all the new locusts that you're going to be fighting? There's so many new ones. They're continuing to evolve, which is really, really cool. And you're really diving into a lot more of that kind of trying to answer a lot of the questions that have been brought up in the past games. So super exciting. Hopefully we get more answers. This was such an awesome game trailer to end the Xbox.
What a mic drop of an announcement, right? Like, they started with one, they ended with one. Look at this. Tell us more, please.
It's so beautiful. So you're pretty much in a city in the future, obviously 2077 in America. It's definitely a dystopic city, but it's not so. I'm going to nerd out here and say grimdark, and some people will understand what I mean from that. But not so grim and horrible. So it's reminds me a lot of Blade Runner. That sort of
I'm
feel.
getting a real Hunger Games vibe from it, because, you know, it's basically saying, like, everything is, like, shiny and pretty, but not everything is as it seems. There's a lot going on kind of beneath the surface, a lot of issues with violence, a lot of issues with poverty, and this is how they're dealing with it and what's going on kind of behind that.
But we have to shout out, people are hyped for this game, and why? Because it comes to you from the makers of The Witcher. How exciting is that? You've got a future, a cyberpunk game where you are role-playing, you get to do first-person shooting with guns, but there's going to be so much story to it. It's going to open up a whole new world. I'm calling it now. I think I'm going to enjoy this more than The Witcher, and I know that's a big call.
Big call,
and people are going to ask me about it. But I've just been waiting for something like this where it's not so grimy and like post-apocalyptic, but it merges a whole lot of different elements together into one.
Apocalyptic, futuristic, like you get a real like Japan meets LA meets Las Vegas kind of vibe from it. I can't wait to see more.
Those were some really awesome games we got to talk about, and they're only a fraction of
10
what
and
got
50.
announced.
10 and
My
50,
gosh.
that's insane. Like, what an E3. What a great thing for us to do. Sorry, I can see
No,
you just
that's
like,
okay.
I'm excited to do it, I want to talk.
I'm so
But
excited, yeah.
In a cinema, watching that in such high quality, like, it still blows my mind. Like, those are games. Those are games that are going to look that beautiful on an Xbox One X. I'm so excited for what is coming. We'd love to hear from you guys what you're excited about too.